Hi, my name is Matt. I'm with ICM Controls. Today we're here at the Upstate Systems York Certified Training Lab in Syracuse, New York, and we're going to be installing the ICM870 Soft Start. Your air conditioning condenser is one of the most power demanding pieces of equipment at your house or on your property. The ICM870 has a self-learning algorithm that optimizes that peak current draw when it starts up. You may want to know why optimizing that inrush current is so desirable. Number one, it's going to prolong the life of your air conditioner by reducing the stress from startups and all the torque, all the power inrush on your compressor. Number two, this is a great option for people with a backup power source at their house, be it a backup generator or an inverter system. This is going to reduce the necessary power draw for this equipment to start up. Here are a few other features and benefits worth mentioning. It monitors system health, including over voltage, overcurrent, compressor startup, and self-integrity. It increases the home energy efficiency, reduces loud noises during your startup, reduces light flickering and breaker trips while using other appliances. It features a built-in start capacitor, has LED diagnostic and fault indicators. It's ultrasonic steel for a tamper-proof enclosure. It includes all the necessary installation hardware and is a UL tested and certified soft starter. A few applications for the ICM870: residential, commercial, RV, and marine air conditioners. Now there are a few models of the ICM870 that are available. There's a 9 amp and a 16 amp currently available, and then there's a 24/32 amp model that will be available summer of 2023. One of the most common questions we get is, which model do I need for my air conditioner? For this information, you're going to want to check the run load amps of your compressor, which are going to be located on your equipment sticker or in your spec guides or online for your whatever equipment you have. So here's a quick reference chart that shows the average run load amps of compressors based on their tonnage, and it gives you the appropriate ICM870 model to install. Again, this is just a quick reference chart. You're going to want to verify the run load amps for the specific equipment you're working on. Today we're going to be installing this on a 2-ton system, so we're going to be using a 16 amp soft start. So let's get this installed on our air conditioner. So for today's video, we're going to actually show you what the soft start does. So we're going to go ahead and get the initial inrush power draw for our compressor before we get this installed. Then we'll take it after just to show you how it works. So our unit is calling for cooling. We have our inrush amp meter on one of the power legs. So we're going to go ahead and turn the power on. You'll see what that inrush power is on startup. And as you can see, 51.8. So that's a value we're going to want to remember for later. After we get this unit installed, you'll see how it drops that inrush power. So we're going to want to turn the power back off to install our unit. So in the ICM870 box, you're going to find a goodie bag full of 1/4-inch crimp connectors, butt connectors, a grommet, zip ties, everything you'll need for a complete install, and of course the unit. Today we're installing this on a 2-ton system, and we'll double check the power draw required. The run load amps on this is a 10.9, so we're going to use the 16 amp ICM870. So when you take it out of the bag, you're going to see it's got a nice long whip on it, about 3 feet long. It's got a wire loom. This is designed for, it's not designed for exterior use. If you need to put it exterior of your equipment, like you don't have enough room in here, you just need to put it in a NEMA 3 box. As always, disconnect your power before servicing any equipment. So let's find a place for this to mount it. Oh. When reaching into an air conditioner that had power, you're going to want to discharge your capacitor. Obviously, you don't want to get zapped. Okay, so we're just going to sneak it up in here. Got a lot of nice real estate for this thing to go in. Okay. So now that our unit's mounted, in this application, I don't really think we need the wire loom because our wire is going to be really short, so we'll just remove that. So now we got our unit mounted. We took off the loam because we're not going to need it. Everything is nice and tight. You can cut it short and put it on after. But we're going to go ahead and cut these wires since they're really long. We want to give us a little bit of room to play with here. So, okay. Some of these are going to have a crimp terminal on. Some of them are going to be butt connected with or wire nutted together. So we'll do that as needed. Step one. You're going to take the red wire from the ICM870 and connect it to the common terminal on the run capacitor. Put our 1/4" connector on already. We're going to take it and put it on one of the open terminals on the run capacitor. Step two, you're going to disconnect the compressor run wire from the T2 terminal on your contactor. Also in step two, you're going to take the brown wire from the ICM870 and connect that to the compressor run wire, which in our case is a red wire. In this case, I like to put the female connector on, so if something ever happens with the ICM870, you just disconnect it and connect it right back onto your contactor. At this point, you're going to want to remove or disconnect any dedicated start capacitor or PTCR that's in its place. Step three, you're going to connect the blue wire from the ICM870 to the run capacitor terminal marked HERM, hermetic, for the compressor. Step four, you're going to take the black wire from the ICM870 and connect it to one of the terminals on the T1 or L1 side of the contactor. So now that our ICM870 is installed, we're going to put our amp meter back on. We'll check the inrush current, we'll turn the power on, make sure everything is working properly. .9. And if you remember, our previous reading was 52. Okay, now that we're up and running, we're going to have a green light here. It's going to go through its learning algorithms to learn the start requirements of this condenser. If there are any fault codes or any issues with the unit, you'll see there's two other LEDs here that will flash according to the fault code in the owner's manual. And that completes another successful installation of one of our ICM products. As always, thank you for watching. For questions on this or any of our other products, please contact technical support or icmcontrols.com.